Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Attorney Vlogger, Law for the Everyday Layman. Today we have a very special episode and we'll be talking about special problems in negotiable instruments. Now, the negotiable instruments law is a subject in which students have found to be very difficult because the provisions of the law seem very complicated, no? So I will be giving some situations in which I will be applying the provisions of the law to a certain set of facts, so you will know how to use the law in certain situations. Okay, so if you like my videos and you want to see more, please hit the subscribe button. Also, please remember that this is only for educational purposes and is not a substitute for proper legal advice or for studying and understanding the law. Okay, now let's start with something simple, no? What if a negotiable instrument is worded in the following way? I promise to pay Goku 1,000 pesos after the unconditional surrender of the Abu Sayyaf to the AFP. Is that negotiable? No. Okay? Why? First, it is conditional. Okay? Meaning that it's subject to the happening of the event of the unconditional surrender of the Abu Sayyaf to the AFP. Okay? Also, the way it is worded is that it is not payable to the order of a specified person or to bearer, but rather to a specified person only, namely Goku. Okay? Now, what if Goku signs a promissory note payable to Gohan or bearer? Okay? And then he delivers that note personally to Gohan, and Gohan now misplaces that note. Okay? Now, let's say Frieza finds the note and endorses it to Vegeta. Okay? The way that Frieza endorses it to Vegeta is that Frieza forges the signature of Gohan. Okay? Now, Vegeta here has the note. Can he enforce that note against Goku? Or can he hold Goku liable on the note? The answer is yes. Why? Take note that it is a bearer instrument. Goku worded it as pay to Gohan or bearer. Okay? And since it is a bearer instrument, it is negotiable by mere delivery. Vegeta was able to acquire that through the delivery to him by Frieza. Okay? Now, since he acquired the note by mere delivery and not through the forged signature, then Vegeta can now enforce the note against Goku. Take note, it's a bearer instrument and the signature is not necessary to give Vegeta his title. That's why he can enforce the note. But if instead of delivery, no? Instead of mere delivery, if it is an order instrument, then endorsement is necessary, and you will have to trace the from where the title comes from. If it's from a forged signature, then no right will arise from that. I'll discuss that later. Don't worry. Okay. Now, in that same case, no, what if Cell stole that note from Vegeta? Okay. Can Cell now claim payment from Goku? Yes, because again, it's still a bearer instrument, no? Endorsement is not necessary to the title. As long as the person bears that instrument, since it's a bearer instrument, they can now validly claim payment from the maker, who is Goku in this case. So what if Cell stole the note, okay, and then he endorsed it in blank, no, to Trunks? Okay? Can Trunks compel Goku to pay? Again, yes, no? Because it is a bearer instrument, and once it's a bearer instrument, it's always a bearer instrument, and the maker can safely assume that whoever is the bearer has a right to it, and Goku can pay on the note. Okay? Now, what if Vegeta finds out that the note is missing? Can he compel Goku to pay, no? He found out that that someone stole it. Remember, in the facts, it was Cell who stole it, no? Vegeta finds out that the note is missing, and can he compel Goku to pay? Okay? No. Okay? He cannot compel Goku to pay. Why? Because Goku cannot be faulted for paying the note already. Why? Because it's a bearer instrument. Okay, it's to be paid to the bearer, and the last endorsement was in blank, so Goku could rely on Trunks being the rightful bearer. Take note. Okay, now let's move on, no? So let's say Goku issues a promissory note and authorized Frieza to fill up the amount in blank up to 2,000 pesos only. Frieza, being a crazy person, fills up the note up to 4,000 in violation of the instructions of Goku. Now, Frieza negotiates the note to Vegeta. Okay? So, who will be liable and for what amount? Vegeta can hold Goku liable up to how much? Up to 4,000. Why? Okay? Because if Goku... First, let's give the liabilities, Goku is liable to Vegeta for up to 4,000, and if Goku dishonors the note, then of course, Frieza is liable as a secondary party for the whole 4,000 pesos, because he is the one who endorsed the note to Vegeta. Okay? This case is an incomplete but delivered instrument, So we apply section 14, It's an incomplete but delivered instrument. Vegeta in this case, since there is nothing in the facts to tell us otherwise, Vegeta is presumed to be a holder in due course. Okay? There is no mention in the facts that he has any notice of any defect or infirmity in the instrument or title. Okay? Because he is a holder in due course, Vegeta can enforce the instrument up to the full amount of 4,000 and not just 2,000 as what Goku instructed Frieza to put, Vegeta can enforce it up to 4,000, okay? He may enforce the instrument as if it had been filled up strictly with the authority given, meaning 4,000 pesos, because he is a holder in due course. This is section 14, okay? Now, let's give a different example. Let's say Frieza is poor, He owes Cell 10,000 pesos, okay? And it's due and demandable. Cell threatens to kill Frieza if Frieza does not pay that debt, So Frieza says, please don't kill me. I can find money now. Okay, so both of them now go and meet with Goku. Okay? They go to Goku and Frieza asks if Goku can sign a promissory note in the amount of 10,000 for him to pay, for Frieza to pay to Cell. Okay? Goku, he takes pity on Frieza and then he signs his signature in blank, on a blank paper, He gets a piece of paper, signs his name. Okay, with the assurance of Frieza that Frieza promises, okay, I will just fill it up with the necessary details up to 10,000. Goku says, okay, then he leaves na. Now Frieza fills the paper up to 100,000 instead of the 10,000 which Goku authorized. Okay, so Frieza fills the paper up to 100,000 instead of 10,000, then endorses the note now to Cell. Cell accepts the note as payment for the debt. Now, Cell has that note. Can he hold Goku liable on the note? And up to what amount? Okay? The answer is Goku cannot be held liable on the note. Why? This is an incomplete delivered instrument again. Okay? It's incomplete because Goku only signed his name and the other particulars in the instrument are lacking, So it's incomplete but it has been delivered. So we apply again section 14. Okay? Is Cell a holder in due course? No. He was present when Frieza asked Goku to fill up the note up to 10,000 only. He was present. So he is aware of the infirmity or defect of the instrument. So now Goku can raise the personal defense of breach of trust for writing 100,000 instead of 10,000 against Cell. He can say, no, you cannot hold me liable, Take note of the rule, Personal defenses generally only apply either to immediate parties, yung magkasunod, or they have a privity of relationship, but they will also apply to remote parties, Cell is a remote party because Frieza is intervening, It applies to a remote party who is not a holder in due course. He is not a holder in due course because he has notice of the infirmity or defect in the title. Okay? And also, please remember, that the instrument may be enforced only against a party prior to its completion. In this case, Goku, Goku was the only party prior to the completion of the instrument. If the instrument is filled up strictly in accordance with the authority given and within a reasonable time. Okay? In this case, since it was not filled up strictly in accordance with the authority given, a holder not in due course, which is Cell, cannot collect anything from Goku. Okay? The difference in this question and the previous question is that unlike Vegeta in the earlier question, Cell rather is a holder not in due course, so he cannot collect. In the first example, Vegeta was a holder in due course, so he can collect the full amount because he may enforce the instrument as if it had been filled up strictly with the authority given. Okay? Now, if Cell negotiates the note to Gohan, who is a holder in due course, then Gohan can enforce the note up to 100,000 pesos. Okay? So, take note of that difference, Now, let's move on to another example, okay? Let's say Goku makes a promissory note for 5,000. But, he leaves the name of the payee of that note blank. He doesn't fill in the name of the payee. Let's say because he wants to verify the correct spelling, or if there's a middle name or whatever, And Goku, he leaves that note, which has the blank payee, on his desk at his office, In the following day, when he looked for that note, it was missing. A few days later, Vegeta comes to Goku and presents it for payment. Okay? As it turns out, Frieza stole that promissory note and endorsed it to Vegeta after having inserted his own name in the blank space as payee. Frieza inserted his name in the blank space for payee. Okay? Now, of course, Goku, he dishonors the note. And Vegeta says, no, you have to pay me. Okay? Because I did not know. I have no notice of the theft or the forgery. Okay? Can Vegeta hold Goku liable? No. Okay? Why? Because the promissory note in this case is incomplete, meaning the name of the payee was in blank, And it was undelivered. Because Goku just left it on his desk. He did not deliver it to anyone. Take note of the rule on delivery. Just rewatch my videos, you review, okay? He did not deliver the note, okay? So this falls under Section 15, and Section 15, take note, is a real defense. It is available against all parties, okay? So where an incomplete instrument has not been delivered, it will not, if it is completed and negotiated without authority, it will not be a valid contract in the hands of any holder. Whether you're a holder in due course or holder not in due course, it's not a valid contract in their hands, okay? It will not be a valid contract in the hands of any holder as against any person whose signature was placed thereon before delivery, meaning Goku, He placed his signature on that instrument before it was delivery, okay? So that rule, that same rule will apply in case Goku signs several checks, but leaves the amounts in blank and gives them to Frieza for safekeeping. Okay? There is no delivery also there because the purpose of giving those instruments to Frieza was only for safekeeping and not to make them negotiable instruments. Okay? So if Frieza gets one of those instruments and fills out the amount and his name as payee, then negotiates it to Vegeta, okay? Vegeta cannot hold Goku liable on the check because again, where an incomplete instrument has not been delivered, it will not. If it is completed and negotiated without authority, it will not be a valid contract in the hands of any holder as against the person whose signature was placed thereon before delivery. Okay? Take note, it doesn't matter if the holder is a holder in due course or holder not in due course. Section 15 is a real defense. And the instrument, if completed and negotiated without authority, will not be a valid contract in the hands of any holder as against any person whose signature was placed thereon before delivery. Okay? But also take note, everyone whose signature appears after the delivery, If people subsequently endorse it, like if Vegeta received it, then he endorses it after, they may be held liable because of their warranties that the instrument is genuine and in all respects what it purports to be, etc. No? So if Vegeta negotiates it to Gohan, then Gohan negotiates it to Trunks, okay? Then Vegeta and Gohan are liable because of their warranties on the instrument. Okay? So now let's go to another example, okay? So let's say Frieza, he makes a promissory note payable to his order and signs the name of Goku as a maker, no? Without Goku's knowledge and consent, okay? He just makes invento, no? He makes a promissory note payable to his order and signs the name of Goku as maker without Goku's knowledge and consent, okay? Frieza now endorses it to Cell, and then Cell endorses it to Vegeta. Vegeta is a holder in due course because there's no knowledge of infirmity or defect. So we presume him to be a holder in due course. May Vegeta hold Goku liable? Okay, the answer is no. Why? Because Goku's signature is a forgery. Walang knowledge and consent, okay? And under Section 23, no right to enforce payment under such signature can be acquired by any holder, even a holder in due course, okay? So the remedy is to go after Frieza or Cell, okay? The ultimate remedy, after all, is to go after the forger, okay? So go after Cell, go after Frieza, no? Next example, okay? So let's say Goku makes a promissory note payable to the order of Gohan. Gohan endorses it to Trunks, and Frieza steals the note, okay? And forges the signature of Trunks and endorses it to Cell, okay? Cell now endorses it to Vegeta, okay? Can Vegeta enforce the note against Goku? Okay? Yes. Can Vegeta enforce the note against Goku? Can he enforce it against Gohan? Can he enforce it against Trunks? Okay? No. Okay? No. Take note, ha? Vegeta cannot enforce it against Goku, Gohan, or Trunks. No. Okay? Why? Where did Vegeta get his title? Okay? Vegeta got his title from the endorsement of Cell. And where did Cell get his title? From the endorsement of Frieza. And Frieza made the forged signature of Gohan. Remember, ha? Because of that forgery, no, Vegeta does not have any right because he derives his right to the instrument from the forgery made by Frieza, meaning the forged signature of Gohan. Since he derives his right or title from the forgery, he does not get anything. Remember, Section 23 says that a forged signature is wholly inoperative and cannot vest any right to the forger or any person who derives his right from the forged signature against any party, okay? Against any person who became party to the instrument before the forgery was committed, okay? Okay, because Vegeta got his title from these two guys, he cannot hold these three guys liable because the source of his right was a forgery. Okay, but he can hold those who endorsed the note liable because these people warrant the genuineness of the instrument and the other warranties. Okay? Now let's go to another example. Okay, let's say Goku issues a promissory note worth 500 pesos to Frieza. Okay? But Frieza added a 0 to the end to make that 500 now 5,000. Okay? Frieza now negotiates the note to Cell, okay, who has knowledge of the alteration. He knows that Frieza added a 0. Okay? Cell now negotiates the note to Vegeta, who has no knowledge of the alteration. Can Vegeta now enforce the note against Goku, and for how much? Okay? Vegeta can hold Goku liable. Why? Because he is a holder in due course, no? So he can enforce it for the full amount. Because this is an alteration, no? So we follow the rules on alteration. But what if Vegeta endorses the note to Trunks, who knows of the alteration? Okay? Vegeta does not know. Trunks knows of the alteration. Can Trunks enforce the note against Goku? Yes, also. Take note, ha? This is very, very, very important. These are questions which usually confuse the students, no? Trunks can enforce the note against Goku. Why? This is where we apply the shelter rule, okay? Because even if Trunks is technically a holder not in due course, why is he a holder not in due course? Because he has knowledge of the alteration from 500 to 5,000, okay? So even if Trunks is a holder not in due course because he has knowledge, he benefits from the shelter rule under section 58, okay? Under the shelter rule, Trunks now gets all the rights of a holder in due course because he derived this title from Vegeta, who is also a holder in due course. Okay? And also, there is the additional qualification. This is necessary, that Trunks is not a party. Even though he knows of the alteration, he is not a party to the fraud or illegality of the instrument. He did not participate. He just knows of it. Okay? So, he can benefit. But if he participated in the fraud or illegality of the instrument, then he's a holder not in due course and he cannot enforce it. Okay? But otherwise, if he just knows and he does not know, he's not a party to the fraud or illegality, then he can still enforce the note because he benefits from the shelter rule. Okay? Now, let's go to another example. Okay? Goku makes a promissory note payable to Frieza or Order, no? In consideration of Frieza's promise to deliver 5 boxes of wine to Goku. Okay? Frieza then negotiates the note to Vegeta. Okay? On due date, Frieza fails to deliver the wine to Goku. And then after, Vegeta asks Goku to pay the note. Goku now says, no, I'm not liable on that note because Frieza failed to deliver the wine. Is Goku correct? Okay? No, Goku is not correct. Why? While it is true that there is failure of consideration because Frieza failed to deliver the wine, no, there's failure of consideration. That failure of consideration is only a personal defense. And this personal defense may be raised only against Frieza or a remote party, no, a party later on who has knowledge, no, or who is a holder not in due course, no. Okay? So personal defenses can only be raised against immediate parties, but it cannot be raised against a party who is a holder in due course. Okay? So first take note, the rule is personal defenses can only be used against immediate parties or remote parties who are not holders in due course, except where the holder not in due course derives his title from a holder in due course following the shelter rule. I discussed that earlier, the example on Trunks. Okay? Now, let's go to another example. Okay? Let's say Gohan makes a promissory note payable to Vegeta or Order, but since Vegeta doubts Gohan's credit, Goku signs as endorser to accommodate Gohan. And this is done in front of Frieza. He just so happened to be there. He was watching the acts transpire, no? That Goku was signing as endorser merely to accommodate Gohan. Okay? On its due date, the Frieza now goes after Goku because Vegeta now negotiates the note later on to Frieza, and Frieza is in possession of the note. Okay? So let's say Frieza now wants to enforce the note against whoever he thinks it should be enforced against, no? He thinks that, no, I won't go after Gohan because Gohan doesn't have money. So he goes straight to Goku. Okay? Goku says he cannot be held liable on the note because first, he did not receive value for attaching his signature as an endorser, and second, Frieza was there when he saw Goku signing as only an accommodation party. And as accommodation party, you should not hold me liable. Plus, you know that I'm an accommodation party. Is Goku correct? No, in this case, Goku is wrong. Why? Goku is still liable, no? Because as he is an accommodation party is liable on the instrument even if the holder knows him to be an accommodation party. Okay? And the effect of being an accommodation party is as if Goku is a surety and he undertakes to pay in case Gohan does not pay. Okay? So the rule is accommodation party can be held liable. Okay? Now, let's give another example. Let's say Goku left his checkbook in his house. Okay? Now, Frieza goes into the house, takes one check, and fills it up to 30,000 pesos and forges Goku's signature. And Frieza is able to encash that check on the same day. Okay? Goku discovers this and then he demands that his bank recredit the amount that it paid to Frieza. Goku's bank refuses. It says, Goku, you were negligent in leaving your checkbook lying around. So who will bear the loss in this case? In this case, the bank will bear the loss. Why? Because since Goku is the client of the bank, okay, and the bank is the drawee, no? It is bound, it has the obligation to know the signatures of its clients, namely the drawer Goku. Okay? Kliyente mo yan eh, dapat alam mo yung signature. And dapat alam mo kung forged nga ba yung signature o hindi. Okay? So, since the bank paid on a forged signature, the bank will now bear the loss. Okay? Next example, no? So, let's say Frieza forges Goku's signature on a check which is drawn against BDO, which is payable to Frieza. Okay? Payable to Frieza. Frieza now endorses it to Vegeta. Okay? Vegeta is a holder in due course because there's no fact that will make him not a holder in due course. Okay? So, Vegeta, holder in due course, deposits the check in his account in BPI. Okay? He deposits his account in BPI. And BPI pays Vegeta. Okay? Goku then discovers the fact of payment and seeks reimbursement. So, in this case, who bears the loss? Okay? The person who will bear the loss in this case is Vegeta. Why? Because the forged signature of Goku is wholly inoperative under Section 23. Since it's wholly inoperative, it does not produce any right. So, therefore, Vegeta acquired no right to enforce the instrument. Goku can demand a recredit from BDO because BDO, the bank of Goku, has a duty to verify its client's signature, meaning Goku. It has a duty to verify the signature of Goku if it is genuine. BDO naman can demand recredit from BPI because the payment to BDO is solution indemnity. Okay? Meaning it should not have been paid at all. It's payment by mistake. Okay? And BPI in turn can run after Vegeta because BPI should not have it should not have paid Vegeta in the first place. There was payment by mistake because again, the signature is wholly inoperative and no right to pay arises therefrom. So what's the remedy of Vegeta? He has to go after the forger. Okay? Namely Frieza. Now let's go to another example. What if Goku makes a check for 10,000 in favor of Gohan or order, okay, drawn against BDO, meaning the drawee bank of Goku is BDO. Frieza now steals the check from Gohan. He erases the name of Gohan and writes his own name. Frieza writes his own name. Okay? Now, Frieza deposits the check in BPI, his own bank, withdraws the amount, and he absconds. Okay? Puntang ibang bansa. Okay? Now, Goku discovers the alteration and files a complaint against BDO. BDO now demands reimbursement from BPI who refuses to reimburse, claiming that it only acted as a collecting agent. Okay? So, who will bear the loss in this case? The BPI will bear the loss. Why? Because it is known as the collecting bank. In this case, BDO is the drawee bank. Remember, I said this earlier. And BPI is the collecting bank. As a collecting bank, it guarantees all prior endorsements or signatures. No, when BPI goes to BDO, no, and says, "Hey, I have a check here that you should pay," it guarantees all the signatures appearing on the check. Okay? So while BPI is a collecting agent, there's no question it's a collecting agent, no? It should not have paid the check because it is the bank of Frieza. Okay? And it is in a better position to detect forgery, fraud, or irregularity in the check. BDO, on the other hand, as a drawee bank, only has the duty or obligation to check the signature of its drawers. Okay? It does not check the signature of the payee, the endorsers. It does not know that. It does not have access to those facts, no? So BDO, the Bank of Goku, only has the obligation to check if Goku's signature is genuine. Okay? And of course, if it is forged, it should not pay. Okay? So the rule in case of alteration of the instrument, no, is that if it is materially altered without the assent or consent of the parties who are liable on that instrument, no, like Goku, then that instrument is void, except against the party who made, authorized, or assented to the alteration, which includes subsequent endorsers, because they warrant that it's genuine now. Okay? So if instead of Frieza erasing Gohan's signature earlier, Frieza simply forges Gohan's signature, then we do not apply the rule on material alteration. We apply instead Section 23. And that forged signature is wholly inoperative and no right to enforce payment can be acquired through such forged signature. Okay? So the rule is, if there is any forgery in endorsements, immediate responsibility is on the bank that guaranteed the endorsements. Meaning, in the case earlier, BPI, Not the responsibility is not on the drawee bank. Okay? The collecting bank, BPI, has an obligation to see to it that the one presenting the check for payment derives his title from prior parties who have validly negotiated the check. Since the signature of Gohan is forged, it cannot produce the effect of payment. Okay? So if Frieza forges Gohan's signature, then Frieza negotiates it to Vegeta, and then Vegeta to Trunks. Trunks cannot enforce the check against Goku. Why? Because Trunks derives his title from the forgery made by Frieza, the forgery of Gohan's signature. Okay? So the collecting bank where Trunks deposits the check, let's say BPI, it should not pay. Because if it does, it cannot recover from the drawee bank. Okay? Or BDO, the Bank of Goku. Okay? Because the collecting bank, the Bank of Trunks, BPI, okay, it guarantees the signatures of all prior parties. Okay? But of course, Trunks can go after Vegeta because Vegeta is a party who signed after the forgery and is therefore liable for his warranties. Of course, just remember, the remedy in all cases is go after the forger. You run after the forger, which is Frieza. Okay? Now let's give a final example, simple one about cross checks. So let's say Goku issues a cross check to Frieza or order, and then Frieza negotiates it to Vegeta, who endorses it to Trunks. Trunks presents it to his bank for encashment, but the bank dishonors the check. Is the bank correct? Yes, of course, the bank is correct. Why? Remember, that a cross check may not be encashed, but it can only be deposited with a bank. When a bank pays a cross check on the endorsement of a person who is not the payee, okay, the bank does so at its peril, and it can become liable to the payee for the value of the check. Okay? The duty of Trunks, having received cross-check, he had to check the purpose for the issuance of the check. Because remember, crossing the check, putting two lines on the upper left side, acts as a warning that the check is issued for a particular purpose only. More often than not, it should be deposited only with the payee's account. Okay? So now, Trunks, since he did not check the purpose for the issuance of the check, he is now vulnerable to personal and real defenses, if any, that Goku may have. Okay? So, that's it for special problems and negotiable instruments. Please just remember the usual questions in nego would revolve around 13, 14, 15, 16, 23, material alteration, 124 and 125. Okay, and checks, no, when it comes to collecting bank and drawing bank, their liabilities, no? These are just some examples of how to apply the law. There are so many questions out there, so many problems, and I just tried to show you how to apply these provisions, okay? So I hope you may have picked up a thing or two, and I hope to see you for my next series on partnerships, okay? So see you soon, guys. Bye!